Hello, welcome to a Trainz stream, which was delayed a bit, about an hour and 5 minutes-ish. Also, I've just realized that on the map, all of the traffic lights have names that show up. So that's interesting. Right. So, hello Abasturu. It's so cold. Is it? I don't have any snow here. Although, if you really want it, you can have it. There you go. Hello. Hello, Kangafango, Roomspath, welcome. Yes. Oh, PRR1631. Hello, welcome. Cold? What does it say that? It's Abastru's message from 65 past 9. Or 56, if you want to read it the English way. Okay, so I'll turn the snow back off because that would be a bit distracting if the camera is moving around a whole lot. From 65 years ago. Okay, so apparently some assets still need to load in. They should load in very quickly. There we go. Almost there. Hello, VGR, welcome. Some things do still need to load in. Like, for example, I believe that there were more trees in some of these areas. Not all of them. Hold on, why don't... 1 second. Is limit contextual information on? Nope, let's turn that on. Yeah, this area I don't think had more trees, but some of the other areas definitely did. Like, for example, this area had trees, and it still has them, good. I need to get on my route and do some work. Right, then I wish you lots of success with finding all the assets that you need. So, is it a PRR route? Asks Kangafango. So, last time, we built pretty much this bit that you can see now. So, the road going across there, intersections, expanded the residential stuff a bit, and we also detailed this tunnel a bit more, although it doesn't look that detailed, but give it a moment, there we go. Which isn't finished yet, but just so that we've got a bit of a better idea of what it looks like. So today I want to continue working towards finishing the transition between the suburban area and the industrial area. So, no, it's not a PR route, okay. Mama Barn Owl has been fed and has now floppered to sleep with her babies. Don't owls sleep standing up? I don't know. Right, there's the stream title, indeed. Although I haven't double-checked it. Like, also for the little guys, it's a L&N route. L&N is the... I always think it's Lakeside and something, but then that's always wrong. I don't know. Sorry. Yay! What's the L&N, sorry? Oh, Louisville and Nashville. Oh, right. Actually, let me look up their paint scheme, their liveries. What sort of era is it set in, by the way? Your Louisville, yes. What sort of era? Looks like a little mustache. Or like a little shield. 60s, 70s. Nice. That seems to be a popular era to model, especially for American railroads. No, they flop on their belly because it's hard for them to do that. Okay. If you say so. Right, so I want to now experiment with what sort of buildings I want over on the left side. And I'm thinking maybe some shops, like I could maybe use some of these city blocks. Although, hold on. Actually, let's head over to News Towerport and see, because I think I used some building groups over here somewhere that might be useful. Were these the city blocks? Oh, these are the JR downtown. These ones, I mean. No, they are the city blocks. They are. Okay, good. Like the MVR then. Well, the MVR is definitely 60s because I've got some. I want to have Steam still operating here as well a bit, and I also want some of the hoppers and stuff like that that were only introduced in the 60s, so just letting you know that I'm going to be AFK for a little bit, but we'll be back ASAP. So that's fine, no worries. Alright, they were on their knees in that time period. Basically head heavy, so they sleep laying down with their heads to the side. Alright, sure. Gotta find a name, right. Just saying then, yeah. Oh, right. What to do, okay, sure. That's fine. Right, I want to go over to New Penzance. To build. To build! And should I tell you what we do when we finish building? We rebuild some of the areas that we've already built, and then, after that, we, make sessions. So do I want the big paving stones or not? Because I could move this over. How does that look? I think that'll look good, just having the row going along here. Although I'm not certain if I want this one to be the one at the end, because you'll see it from the side. Let's see which one looks best from the side. How about Valletta? Also, barn owls do not hoot like the great horned ones. They squeak like little baby chickens. Yes, I know. I hear them on many nights in real life. Okay, I don't want to spend too long searching for the end one, but that is an important piece. I think I'm going to go with that one because it looks like it's got an adder for something on there. And I think that will look more detailed. Although I could maybe use this one because this one does look like it's already supposed to go around the corner. Although, maybe. Bum 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 bum. Okay, almost done, and then we can get to some proper building. I'm so glad that I'm able to do this without a trackpad, because that would not be fun. Oh, that one might look quite good. Although, nah, I don't like that, going all the way down. It makes all the rest of it look too small. Perhaps. Okay, okay, let's see what this one would look like. US soldiers get the best of everything. May we suggest? Rick's radiator repair. The best place to take a leak. Burma shave. Well. Okay. Sure. I like that. It looks like it's got detail on it. And even if you're going by, I think that does stand out a little bit. Okay, so. Okay, turns out I don't need to go FK. Answer my own question. Shardist crowd. You know what we'll do? We'll build. And do you know what we'll do when we finish building? We'll celebrate. Thanks. Wish I had figured it out half an hour ago, though. I don't know the context. Leave my mouth. Villager. She woke up and turned to me. When she heard that. Oh, likes the name. Okay, that's fine. Sure, so glad you're able to build an MVR without issues on my computer. Yes, I'm too. I forgot that I can literally 180 degree. Oh yeah, turn the heads. Yes, 180 degree. Yes. How far did I move that down? That is 0.2. Okay, I want to... Actually, this is quite good here because having that long bit on the end there kind of nicely frames this interior yard area. No, not a rail yard, just a regular yard. Okay, and then if that just continues along there. So hold on, didn't I have splines as well? Like city splines that might be useful. Oh, come on. Loading, there we go. Now these are, 1 second. If I search for block. Or how about building? Not really. Okay. Context was I was stuck on why I wasn't getting the right result, and I was just copied. Oh, you just copied it down wrong. Ducks do know. All right, is he a courtyard blocked? No, you're not blocked. Not yet, anyway. Okay, now I could, of course, have roads branching off from this, but you're not really going to see that, hopefully. I just want buildings, maybe some trees around there, and have this be the barrier, because that space to fill in there with detail is already somewhat significant, so... not yet. I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. My response was not quite but rather a lot of anger. Oh, alright. Also, these ones I think I'm going to... well, might as well put them down. I was going to say I won't do it, but then it means I'd have to have them offset, and then you wouldn't really see them that well, so might as well put in the extra few seconds of moving them down. No bad words, though. Well, in medieval times, the very word bad was considered a swear word. So okay, it's actually going quite quickly. That's good. Ah, yes, this one. Now, if I wanted to get the most use out of this, I would put it in lengthwise. However, it does look good like this, actually seeing a big building in the distance. Oh, something like, oh, sugar crumbs? Just expressing frustration with things like, oh, you're killing me, for God's sake. Was that all it was? Well, that would be swearing, because you are literally invoking the name of God, which is swearing. That's what swearing is. So, like you swear an oath, like you swear. So by invoking the name of God, you're swearing. So if you're invoking the name of God for such a trivial thing, you would get into a lot of trouble. Right. And then kicking the pile of scrunched up paper. Yahweh. Well, the name is just God. But yeah, that is one of the names. But that's not the specific name I was talking about. Right now, Mamal is just keeping out a baby swan. Aww. Well, yes, but not cheeky words. Well, it depends which religion you're following. If it's a monotheist, if it's not a monotheistic one, it's a polytheistic one, then invoking the name of the god of one of the monotheistic religions may be considered cheeky at best. Now, back to the topic at hand. Yes. Putting down lots of buildings, which we're almost done with, at least for this side of the road. Pastafarian, Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. May be considered cheeky at best. Oh boy, that's why I now say FFS instead of FGS. I see. Good job. Right, so let's have a look at what this looks like. Bigman J said not to do that anymore. Okay. So, yeah, just looking back that way from this side. Yeah, that looks good. From over here. I'm not sure about that big building. You can't really see how far back the road goes. It just conceals everything behind it. I think I'm not going to have that there. Though I will need to increase the render distance a little bit. Oh, come on. Yeah, because otherwise it's not actually loading in all the assets. I need to increase it a little bit more still, just to get a good view. There we are. Yeah, that looks good. You can still see the tree line. And that's what I wanted. I say. Okay, that's good. So now let's work on the scene of the Greyhound station. If all of the tools would load. What do you mean taxi stands paradise? I don't stand taxis. I despise them. Only joking. Come on, I'm waiting for this bit to load in. Oh, add taxi stands around the state. Ah, yes. What's wrong with taxis? I don't know. That's a good question. Answer it. Answer it and I shall probably read the answer. There we go, finally. Okay, I think it's probably good to have it come in here. Oh. Why doesn't this... Oh, I guess that one's already straightened from that bit. Oh, right, I must have put it in the other way. Okay. Now... Oh, that doesn't... Right, that's fine. Now, does this require walkways like that? I think it probably does, considering it's the entrance to the bus station. Actually, in that case, I can connect these ones because if we're going to have a walkway across here anyway, then might as well keep that line going through. Okay, now let's just put down some of this world-renowned asphalt. Maybe mix it up with a few other asphalt textures here and there. I wanted something a little bit lighter. Maybe as well. Who knows? Do we need this? Or is that a bit too much? No, I think that's good. Because there's the entrance and exit, it makes sense to have lights here. Okay. Well, everyone knows taxis are crazy. Joking aside, though, yes, there's a link, and then again, joking aside, though, they're no safer than your regular normal automobile. Even if the taxi drivers are the most skilled drivers in the world, you could still have some half-drunk and it would run a red light and ram into it at full speed. Well, wouldn't full speed technically be the speed of light? Orimichu and the wheel, as we learned the other day. Really? Did I miss something there? Also, I think these need to go on the opposite sides. No, the other way looked better. Right. Blech, full car speed. Oh, eh? Well, we could go faster than light, theoretically, even though it is impossible, right? An imaginary scenario. Imaginary scenario, of course. Warp 10. Ha! Yeah, we were talking about MH2 driving. Oh? And then you turn into those landfish things. Well, I mean, that's apparently the evolution of humanity anyway, even though evolution is based on natural selection, or, well, it doesn't have to be natural selection, just some sort of selection, because human selection is a very real kind of evolution as well, where, for example, with crops like grains or maize or something like that, where the crops that yield the most seeds, or the biggest seeds that would be the most attractive for humans as food, are the ones that humans deliberately sow more of. And so the more a plant can be useful to humans as food, the more humans will select it to grow, and then that is human selection for evolution. Well, one instance of it anyway. Go to the speed of light and then just accelerate. Am I right? What else? Yes. What is the hypothetical circumference of the world's largest Dyson sphere? Correct. The world's largest Dyson sphere. Now, if you don't know what a Dyson sphere is, it is a sphere which is built around a star. Right. You see, hey, aren't Dyson the vacuum cleaner people? There is a company, yes. But I think, wasn't the Dyson sphere named after a writer who used the concept in a book? One second. Dyson sphere. Complete encompasses a star and captures a percentage of solar output, yes. Origin of the concept. The concept of the Dyson sphere was the result of a thought experiment by physicist and mathematician Freeman Dyson, when he theorized that all the technological civilizations correct constantly system of energy. Yeah. However, Dyson was not the first to advance this idea. He was inspired by 1973 science fiction novel Star Maker by Olaf Stapledon. Yeah, so, and possibly the works of J.D. Bernal. So yeah, the idea did come from a science fiction novel, but it's named after this guy, Freeman Dyson. According to Wikipedia, at least. Right, yeah. Oh, on other news, I finally got around to sew the insides of a Hasselborn speedometer. So? Okay. Oh, right, yeah, that's the... Oh, yeah, I remember seeing images of that. Well, of those kind of speedometers. The writer was named after the vacuum cleaner company. His parents were just huge fans of cleaning. So they changed the family's surname? I know that vacuum cleaner enthusiasts exist, but it's ridiculous. You mean C? Yeah. The ones that go tick, tick, tick. Okay. Right, so... markings. Do we need any? Well, I think I'll want to have some sort of a marking here to denote that the buses aren't really supposed to go beyond this point. Then likely also one here. And then we'll probably have some parked cars along here. And most likely also along here, in which case I'm actually going to move this back. Maybe look at real-life Greyhound bus stations, so you know how they're laid out. This video of the clock mechanism. Well, let's have a look. Oh, that's an ad. Ah. Clockwork is so nice. Although I'm not sure that I would like a career in it. Interesting. And those are found in locomotive scams. I mean, I'm just gonna lay this out the way that I like, basically. Okay, I need some parked cars. So I'm just gonna get some from over here. Bus terminal redesign, what? What website sources? Okay, so lots of interior stuff. Still lots of interior stuff. We're not playing The Sims yet. Okay, that was pretty much useless. This one? Oh. Well, you've got bus slots there, and then there's not really that much more. Right. Right, vintage, and we look at them. Like the Crocos. Ah, oh, Crocs. And the sort of steam snowplow. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna have it laid out the way that I like. Okay. Yes, the cart powers. Then we'll need some sort of barrier. Okay. Dampfschneepflug. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to do too much detailing on this little scene here yet, because I want to get more of the broader strokes done so I can get a better idea of what the transition area will actually look like. Because if I just put all the details in right away, then I would just get completely bogged down in that, and then I wouldn't really make much progress, seemingly. a little bit over here as well. Although that looks like it's too little space, so maybe not. Right, so over here. Should there be buildings in this area? Maybe. Or should it be green space? Because over here, this definitely goes through a green space like that. And if we've got buildings along here, then we won't really see anything over on that side because those will be in the way. And we've already got buildings over on that side, pretty much. Golf course? Are golf courses really in sort of a industrial / commercial area? Isn't that more so in the countryside or at the edge? Or is it different in America? Because here in the UK, it's mostly kind of in the suburbs or even edge of, or even in the countryside or edge of the countryside of a town or something like that. I think I'm going to keep this as a kind of grassy green space for now. And then, well, I'm firstly going to focus on building stuff over on this side. So then we can decide if we need to put stuff there as well. Now, do I want to have just this generic industry mix building stuff over here as well, or not? I don't think so. I think there's just the dense stuff over there, and we need kind of a transition between the kind of shops and less dense to the quite dense stuff. Maybe having this object somewhere over here would be a good idea. Maybe even having like a parking area in front. Actually, this could be where the end of the sidewalk is. Okay, bye-bye, Lisa. VGR, welcome. Welcome to the end of the stream for you. Bye-bye. See you next time. So something like that. Maybe some trees between here might look okay. Maybe not the tall ones, maybe some less tall ones like these ones. Maybe just having that along here perhaps. Just to show that we've got a little bit more space to use. Maybe look up some of these. What? New York golf course, maybe? Okay, well that's clearly right by the ocean. And you can't really get much more edge of town than literally on the cliffs by the ocean. So, yeah, I can't see much of anything here. Although looking at this one, for example, which is one of the only ones from a little bit further up, looks like it's in the middle of a forest. Yep, that also does not look like it's in the middle of a city. Yeah, I think it would just I don't know. It doesn't feel quite right. Although maybe we can have it here. I don't know if it feels right, which I don't know if it would yet. So now, should this be mostly industrial, like just having offices and stuff like that over here as well, or should it be more shops, perhaps? I think I'll have a few of these larger buildings and then more of the smaller ones around them. I'm not going to bother with doing the road stuff yet, because I'm going to have to go back to it over and over again otherwise. Anyway. Although I do think we need some roads going off. Yeah, like for example, I think it might be good having a road coming off here going down this way, just to show that we've actually got scenery back there, which we won't have much of, but just to show like, oh yes, we do have scenery back there. This actually continues. It's not just a charade. Oh, sorry, charade, because it's in the US. Okay, let's just... okay. Let's just put in some spline points there, delete that. Add in this. That shouldn't be... well, I suppose that's okay. Although this should be moved over a little bit like so. Have you spoken with Willis today? How's he doing? Not much. I think he's doing better. He did write back, and it did sound coherent, so that's good. But I don't know many details, although I haven't checked Discord in a while. But thanks for checking in. He did say he was doing better. Oh right, that's, yeah, good. Okay, how about this? Yeah, that looks okay. Because if I've only got buildings going along this way, all the way along here, then if you're looking over to the side, and given that you'll be able to see this when you're doing switching maneuvers up here, it won't look very much like a city. It'll just look like, well, it'll look more like a model railway. But if I've got a road, at least one road, probably actually multiple, but for now one road, going back this way, then it'll actually feel more real. Okay. I will add traffic lights. Yes, I know I'm probably adding too many traffic lights because not all of these places would probably need them, but I think that from a scenery perspective, I think that traffic lights do add quite a bit. Because it's just a little bit more detail that you can spot, and that shows that you've gone to the trouble of putting that in. Because it shows that you've actually looked at these areas, and you didn't just put down a whole bunch of stuff to make it look like there's detail, but there's actually detail there, even if it's not necessarily always needed. Although I'm not too familiar with the law regarding jaywalking. Like, for example, if you're over on this side and there's an intersection like that, would you have to have these markings to be able to walk across legally, even if there aren't traffic lights? Or would you, if these markings weren't here, would you just not be able to cross the road legally? Or, yeah, I'm not going to get into jaywalking, because if I talk too much about it, it would just really frustrate me and annoy me and make me unhappy about it. So instead, I'm just going to make pretty intersections. Although the concept of jaywalking was only introduced because back when motor vehicles were new, of course the masses didn't have them, but basically the motoring, is it motoring? Motoring, they had clubs, so where very rich people who could afford cars, motor vehicles, they would have their own clubs, and they were often also the people who had power to decide or to impact laws. And so they wanted to drive their vehicles as fast as they could. They wanted to drive them at great speed, and those pesky pedestrians got in the way. And so, lo and behold, a law was passed which said you are not allowed to cross the street, only at very specific pre-designed points. So that the clubs could run their motor vehicles quickly throughout city streets, while saying that if they run anyone over, well, it's their fault because they crossed illegally. Basically, I'm of course paraphrasing somewhat, but there is truth in that. It was actually, as far as I know, clubs of motorists back in the early 20th century who are the reason that this law even exists. Right. Jaywalking is such a stupid law. I agree. Willis said he was having an allergic reaction to the dentist's anesthetics. Oh dear. That sounds wrong on the dentist's half. Surely they would ask if he's okay to take it. Well, I mean, well, I won't comment too much on that, because otherwise I might get into some things that won't be very appropriate for the stream. Right. Unless he wasn't aware that he's allergic, of course. As if motorists today are any better. Right, so, intersection. Now, I think it might be good to build a little bit more before ending the stream. Actually, no, it might be good to build quite a lot more before ending the stream. Like one of these city blocks that has a corner to it. I know we had some. 1 second. I'll just go over here and find it this way. I think that's probably easier. This one. Because this has the roof going around the edge. Although the angle doesn't really fit. But then neither do the Saxons. Okay, so I guess I could have this be kind of like a triangle going back this way, and this be parking. Oh, this is the same building I used there. Ah, that's not great. Although maybe I can use other city blocks to kind of intersect this one with this one to make it look a bit better. Or maybe distract everybody with nice trees. Well, actually, if I turn this one a bit more, like so, might be able to fit the whole one in. Okay. Right, so if I now paint just like that. Huh, the roofs clipping through each other looks wrong. I'm not sure if that's good. Well, you're not really going to see it. I mean, over here, somewhere, over here, yes, over here, I did go through and put splines over it, because this is right next to the track, plus the track is elevated and you convinced me to do it. But over here, you're not going to see it from this far away. So there's really no point in fixing it. So that's going to make this a little bit more awkward. Unless, of course, I simply have it end there. Oh. I guess more far looks right. Convinced, Paradise. Oh. Oh, you've convinced me to leave it like this. Yeah, that's great. That's such a great idea. Thank you. Come on. Maybe if I put it up to there. And then maybe just have a barrier or something across there. That might make it look a little bit more interesting. Now, where did I leave those barriers? Over here. And that needs to go to sort of there. That needs to go be a little bit spaced. It needs to be spaced a little bit differently. Ah, wrong command. Yes. Pick a nick barriers. Needs a plant out a birch tree. Oh yeah, some trees. I did say distract people with the trees. Does that look better or did it look better before? I actually think it looked better before like this. And this doesn't have to be exact, because it is quite far away. It just needs to feel right. Actually, I want to get some of the single cars. Hold on. But for what, sorry? What do you mean? I forget what you mean. Ah, these ones. Also, what about the married cars, though? What? Oh, you mean because single? Alright. Right. A bus through. What's the last time you've heard or seen an owl? Asks Kangafango. Now this one needs to be moved a little bit over to the left, so that it kind of fits in visually between this gap. Also, what about spline? Do we need yeah, that works. God knows. Decades, if I ever have. I think the last time I saw one was maybe in 2018, 2019 or something like that. I saw it from a bus while taking it home at night. And I saw it perched on a fence. Right, so how does that look from over here? You basically can't see any of it, but that's okay. It's only meant as a detail if you fly over here. Now what about those trees? How about just like that? Maybe with some planters. Yeah, that does add a nice little bit of green. That's true. I was the driver. You were? Interesting. Nice. Huh. You drive for Stagecoach. You double agent. Was it also decades since you last heard one? Would drive the loose term. Do you know where the term to drive comes from? Good. Are these... What if I look for pot? Well, we've got lots of other stuff that has it in its name. Hold on. Let me just see if I can find a good... I don't think so. I need to go on the DLS and see if I can find something. From the Tanian word drivia, meaning to propel. No, I meant to drive animals. Yeah, I need to look on the DLS. 1 second. Or maybe as the case might be. Maybe many as the case might be. Yep. Water texture, interesting. Let's try this one. Because the drivers would... Alright, only drive 5500s. Well... There are also some interesting legal things associated with to drive. But I don't know enough about them to be able to say here. Let's try this one. I don't want to use too much time for this because this is just for a tiny little detail that you're most likely not going to see. Okay, so right, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I might come back to this later, but I think this is probably good. Because the drivers would drive them mad until they obey every wish and command. If you don't know, then just lucky yes. That's what I do. Well, if you're lucky, then sure. Now, going back this way, do I want to keep these sorts of buildings or do I want to go over to the industrial ones? Or actually, maybe some apartment buildings might look quite nice. Oh, who's that? He is Chris. Hello, welcome. Thanks for following. This will be uploaded to YouTube as an archive tomorrow morning. That's a fancy building, too fancy for this area. Hello, friend, yes. These ones might fit quite nicely. Yes, they're very low poly, but that's okay because, well, you're not going to see them up close. Right. That's what I do, which is why I probably haven't got very far in life. Well, sometimes you're further in life than you think. Right. Or to gain this knowledge. Go ahead then. Well, not really. I see I can't sub. Yeah. Basically. I think one of the key words to look for was... I think there were some apartment buildings that had the names of some of the districts in New York. I think there were Bronx ones? Question mark. I'll just quickly look through the rest of these very quickly. Okay, now hopefully I remember how to spell this. Just like that, or is it with an X? No. Hold on. Or maybe they're not downloaded here. That could be the case, because this isn't the computer that I usually use. Is it? No. Oh, of course, NX. The one variation I didn't use. Yeah, I know. Ah, city streets, that's the kind of name of the category. So, city street. Ah, these are the buildings I was looking for. Yeah, and then I can just have the road, the street even, running between them. Try Brooklyn as well. Good shout. Thank you. Also, hello, Pops. Welcome. Yeah, some of these ones are really quite nice. For example, this one, because it also has some trees mixed in. So if I just place this somewhat like so, you can already actually see some of those trees, which actually fit quite nicely. Although the density difference is perhaps a little jarring, considering the vast amounts of space that all the properties along here have. And then all of this pushed into this extraordinary density over here. Well, we'll see if we can make it fit well. Now, if we're just building this from the railway's point of view, even if you're going in third person like so, that's pretty much all I need, except for maybe something at the end of the street. But this looks like there are buildings there, and that's pretty much done. I don't really need much more than that. Maybe a little bit of something in this little area there. Right. Better further from success than closer to failure, I'd say. I'm not sure that I can personally agree with that statement, considering that failure is how we learn. And so if you're just further from success, then that doesn't mean that you've failed. It might mean that you've not tried to do something. It might mean that you've not actually been courageous enough to try something. And then you can still be far from success. But if you're close to failure, then you fail, then you might learn something from it, and then you can try again. Because if you fail, it means you've actually tried the thing. So, better further from success than closer to failure, I don't think that I agree with. Unless I just said it the wrong way around because I'm tired. If I did said it the wrong way around because I'm tired, then just reverse my not agreeing with it and replace it with me agreeing with it. Who said that anyway? No, I wouldn't. The only thing I've learned is that I am a failure. Aw, that's not true. I'm sure of it. Right, let's search for Brooklyn. Oh, we've got a bridge, a big bridge. That's only 1.9 megabyte. Let's download that. That might be really useful later on. You're tired? I'm tired. Let's have a quick look at the bridge. But first, let's save. Me? What? Fired? You fired? Oh. Well, maybe. Well, no. Ah. That's really interesting. I mean, this is probably not that good because of the lower texture quality that I'm using, but look, it's even got tracks going across it, and these are not tracks that you can ride on. This is just a part of the actual mesh. Yeah, so this isn't meant for up close. This is meant for in the distance. Which still, that's really impressive asset. How does it end? Like that. Good. Yeah, that seems like it could be really useful someday. You remember that bridge from Crazy Taxi too? Really? Let's download some more of these Brooklyn assets. Building this town really does make me want to play City Skylines. Oh well. I know that a lot of these have newer assets available. It'll automatically download the newer assets if I select the older ones. You can go down below or jump up top. Ah. How utterly ridiculous. Do it. Do it? You mean play City Skylines? Well, if I were to play it, then I can only really justify doing it first for streams. I don't really have time. But not on double MC days. Yeah. But that pretty much means that it would have to be... hold on, I need to search for... I need the correct filter, 1 second. It pretty much have to be when the MVR is finished, because the only day that I could do it is instead of the 3rd Trainz stream, which would then of course be replaced with the videos I would be producing from any new Trainz projects. So I wouldn't need all that time on stream to build, and then perhaps that could work. Also, I do really like how this looks with this particular tree asset in between. Yes, it is quite a bright, intense green, but I think that that really fits in this area. Especially since from further away it doesn't look that bright. Like some people. But then you get to know them and you realize that they're actually very bright. And that's why you constantly have to have sunglasses on when you interact with them. To make them think that you're actually much more adapted to the brightness than you are. Oh well. And then I would like some place, hold on, maybe like that. No, one of these should work, maybe not. Sunglasses make your eyes look cool. Well, yes, they absorb the heat radiation so that your eyes don't have to, thus they cool down your eyes. Actually, I quite like that. Just a little lower building back there. Although maybe not this one, because I have used this one quite often. Oh, I didn't mean to delete that one. I meant to delete that one. Let's have a look over here. Maybe this one. What does that say? All right, cool. Oh, what? Yeah, there we go. The other way around. Sure. I'm going to accept that that makes sense. Okay, and then I'm just going to have a piece of straight road along here, even though it's not really a piece, and I'm actually going to have to put in the sidewalk first. Also, this is sort of the way that I will be making the city for the rest of it when we expand the main line towards the terminus, in that most of the space a little bit further away from the tracks is going to be empty because, well, it won't really be needed. Same, I'll expect it to. Oh, that. It's a math joke, is it? Afraid I don't get it, sorry. But I'm not really thinking about it, so... That's probably why. Tell you what I am thinking about. Minecraft. But no. Tell you what I am actually thinking about. This route. So, log sweet smile equals sweet times log smile. Ah. Sweat. Sweat? Yeah, sorry. Sweat is like the indecency of the smile. Indices, not indecencies. The indecencies of the smile. Imagine that. Or rather, don't. Sorry. I know you didn't. I just misread it. I just can't spell indices. But singular. Well, surely you just leave off the S at the end. That's how English works, isn't it? If you want to make something singular, you just leave off the S at the end of the word, and then, right. That's how English works. Yes. In all cases, lower and upper. Are we boring you? I don't know. I'll have to check. I'll check after the stream. Indice. It doesn't like. Yeah. I don't like it much either. Apparently I said it has index. Apparently it's index. Well, screw that. Well, it's the same with vertex and vertex and vertices and vortex and vortices. Smile of indecency. Thriller comedy sci-fi. Made for kids. Not this, by the way. This live stream isn't, but that fictional book it very much is. Well, screw that. Why didn't you speak up then? I mean, I have to leave some things for you to discover on your own. No, I'm just a bit tired, sorry. If I were not, then I probably would have spoken up about it earlier. But I was just generally just not really thinking about it. I read it and understood what you meant, but I didn't really think much about it. Failure is learning. Yes, if you fail right. Of course, you can fail without learning anything from it, in which case you've failed at failing, which you then can learn something from. Yeah, though, you can fail at failing. Yes, clip that. Sure, I've nothing against it. Well, not legally yet, anyway. Okay, I think I'll put down some more of these little trees along here in this little green space there. Then I'll just get the grass spline and put that over it. Is this the correct one? Question mark. Yes. I'm just doing this now because I want to know if the bushes or trees actually will end up looking good here, if I need to add a little bit more grass texture. I think I'll add a little bit more grass texture. Okay, you can see there are trees going along there, not much more detail, and that's how I want it, because if you can't see much detail, it means I don't have to put much detail in there. Like even like this, it's probably fine. If you look all the way back there, all the way back to the end of the road, it looks just like there are buildings there. Even though we've got this big gap here and this big gap here, you can't really see it from the way the angles work. Okay, there's a timestamp. Sure. So, I think I am actually, even though you can't see it, I think I am going to put just 2 more buildings there, just so if you're flying over the top with a camera, it'll actually look like I've bothered to put stuff here, even though I haven't. Yeah, so now if you're looking over this way, actually I'll put 1 more. There, just sort of like that. Right, so now if you're flying over it from above, it'll actually look like I've put scenery all the way to the end of the road. And that way it'll feel more complete, even though you can't see it. Oh, Xenor, welcome! How is the you? Well, yes, obviously. But other than that, what have the Saxons ever done for us? The Saxons, huh? I need a fence. Chain link fence, in fact. Right. And I would like this to go from here along this way. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. How are you doing today? I'm doing well as well. I am a little bit tired from, well, mostly from, from, well, doing stuff and then watching Kango's stream and then having to delay my stream by an hour and starting at 10 instead of at 9 as I wanted to. So I am a little bit tired from that, but I'm finally getting some work done in connecting the 2 areas of the city together, which is really exciting. Because look, before the last stream, the scenery ended pretty much at the very edge of the screen there on the left, like this. And then there was just this big empty grassy field all the way up to here, much like you can see there. It basically looked like this. But now, after the last stream and most of this one, it now, at least from the tracks, looks like this. So the houses continue, there's a little bit of trees there. You can look back that way and you can see here the roads transition from the splines to the hand paint on ones. This isn't quite finished yet. And then you've got a bit of this commercial / industrial area, and then getting into some of the bigger industrial buildings. Not quite completely though, just getting into them. And then I need to make transition going over to here, over to this area. But here we've got this motel, which would indicate that there's probably not going to be that extremely high density industry stuff around here. So I might have a little bit more low density stuff just in this area. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, just it's literally only that little gap I need to plug in on this side. And then of course I need to do a whole bunch of work over on this side as well. But we'll deal with this later. And some of this may end up becoming fields. Who knows? We'll see. Fence keeper. Hello, Kangafango. Yes. Hello. Shredder is tired from my stream. Well, it was about 2 hours of driving around in American Truck Simulator, which was very nice with other people in voice chat as well, and it was a lovely stream. It was so nice having everybody together again. But the sound of the engine of the truck and going around Texas, which isn't particularly exciting scenery wise, and by that I mean like just watching, like there aren't any mountains, there's not anything like that. In fact, it's pretty much renowned for being flat. I admit I did get a little bit tired, and also it didn't help that a lot of time was spent loading and unloading cargo, which again makes sense, but I was already a little bit tired from before as well. So again, it was a great stream and I would highly recommend watching it, but it did make me personally a little bit tired. There was a volcano. There was? Oh yeah, right. Oh, so it was a volcano then. I did see it. I just didn't realize that it actually was a volcano. Also, I'm just going to place a few little cars in here, just so that if you do catch a glimpse in here, it'll actually look like we've got stuff detailed in there. Even though the chances of you getting a glimpse in there are very low, and if you do look in, you'll probably see that. So I'll put a black car against the white, so that you can actually see it contrast-wise. There definitely was a maybe volcano. I did see the well, it wasn't a mountain exactly. It was more of a very sharp hill that was quite tall in the scenery. Maybe I think also flat-topped ? Giant barrels go. Not back there. It's too far away. You're not going to see them. Chance of players getting a glimpse into this back alley yard slim at best. Yes. So let's have a look over here. I've got this building there. Also, yeah, that's the thing I want to do. More of these kind of filled in bitumen stripes, which by the way, there's splines, if you couldn't tell. Just to add a little bit more detail in some places. But that's something to do later. First, I want to do more of the actual kind of heavy lifting scenery work. I think I'll have a road going from here back up to there. Although that will be in the curve, which is slightly annoying. So like that, maybe. I'll have to make sure that the rest of the splines still work curve-wise. Come on. Yeah, this does not work curve-wise. I'll have to fix that with a little straight piece. This one probably moved like that. That looks okay. This one needs to be straightened. And that in and of itself looks alright. Although this does need to come down a little bit further. Maybe even add one more spline point in there to just make those curves look a little bit nicer. Even though, again, that's not really necessary here. If you want to get technical about it. Come on. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Although the tracks do go quite close here from the actual coach yard. If you want to get magical about it. Really? Well, I haven't worked anymore on the Tales of Vestia magic system, and I've kind of already talked about it last time. So unless you want to talk about the magic system, like one of your own magic systems, which, by the way, if you want to, go right ahead. But I think I'm done with talking about it for now. For Tales of Vestia's one, I mean. Every little thing she does is magic. Is that a song reference, I would guess? Of course. Ah, yes, of course. What about Ghostly Avengers? Do you not know me? Well, I did guess correctly. Isn't that proof of acquaintance? That's a term you don't hear often. Proof of acquaintance. What about Ghostly Avengers? Well, Ghostly Avenger didn't have one. Back then, it didn't have one. Because it doesn't really need one. He does. That's he thought. I thought it's a song reference. Only acquaintance? Well, I say that it's proof. Well, it is only proof of acquaintance. It doesn't mean that we are only acquaintances. It just means that it proves that we are at least acquaintances. Proof of BFFism. Now there's a religion name. Trainz, magic acorns. Well, having magic in a system doesn't mean that it has a magic system. So magic items in a game doesn't mean it has to have a magic system, is what I mean. For example, well, yeah, let's say that if I have magic acorns in there, then if those just have a specific purpose, and if I have other magic items that have their own very specific purposes, then that's not a magic system. It doesn't explain how the magic works or why the magic works in universe, and thus it is not a magic system. If I've got a whole bunch of magic stuff that all kind of is supposed to work in tandem with each other, then it would be a system. If I have rules of, okay, this is how magic works, like for example, okay, you can have wands, and to use a wand, you point it at something, and you say, I don't know, you say a magic word, you do a little dance, and then the magic happens at the thing you point at. That would be part of the magic system, and then everything the wands do would be part of the magic system. If I just have, okay, there's a magic wand, you point it at something, it does this thing, here is a gemstone, and if you swallow it, it does a different thing, then there isn't really anything coherent about them. There's nothing consistent there. In which case I wouldn't describe it as a magic system, I would just describe it as magic stuff. That'll be one of the religions in your next Civ 6 game, Shredders. I'm calling it right now. That would be fun. Well, yeah, not magic system, but magic. Do a magic trick. Dance. Abracadabra. Yeah. Also, do I want lights here? Traffic lights. Are they needed here? I don't think so. Considering that I don't have them back here, I've only got a stop sign, so I think having only a stop sign there would be fine as well. I'll even use the yellow one. Just Dance 2024. Wayward Wizards edition. Stop. Good. Tractor. Actually, hold on. That tractor sign, that could actually maybe be really useful over by that field that the farmer didn't want to give up. Because that bee tractor is going right. Yeah, look. Tractor. There we go. Also, I'll put it a little bit further back. Stop? Well, that's what the sign says. You're not going to argue with the sign, are you? Maybe a little out of the way, but that's fine. And one of the songs in it could be this. Ah. Ah yes, music that you can dance to. That's a lovely song. Also, tractors, again. I would suggest you listen to that song. That is a very good song. But yeah, no. That'd be a failure to learn from. A Woozy Wizards edition? Or Woozy Wizards edition? Maybe. Doesn't sound too bad. Right, so back over here. What sort of... Well, I've got these trees over here in this area. Would it look right bringing these trees over? Maybe it could be another transition area. Yeah, I actually quite like that. Maybe if they were spaced out a little differently. No, maybe. Prefer not to say. Ah, so you say that you prefer not to say. Aha. Okay. And then, what sort of buildings do I want to have back here? What would it look like just with one of these city streets buildings? Maybe not that one, because that's got 4 ways. Of this one, perhaps. That work? Kind of. Maybe not really. I hadn't really imagined this to be that densely built up back here. Maybe one that goes in a little bit more on the sides. Hold on. Let me just find one over here. That one. How would that look? Virtually identical. Though maybe if I had some bushes underneath here. Let me just quickly get some of those. Now, densely packed entertainment. Just Dance in cooperation with London Underground. Ha! Faster than light. Oh no, then faster light. How tall are these again? These were quite tall, weren't they? Yeah, I'll use the lower one, these ones. If that's even the best color to use here. So I do want it to stand out a bit. That one doesn't really. I guess that one does stand out the best from all of those. Although, what about those other bushes? Hold on. Transport for Lime Regis. Ah, Regis. Ah, yeah, that's Mongo Regis. Oh, Bear Regis. Ooh, that one's nice. Oleander. Maybe I can put that over by the station here, because I've got some of those. Maybe I've already used it here, but no, I haven't. Yeah, let's just put it in there like that, or something similar. Maybe in there like that. Yeah, that looks very nice. See, you've kind of got to keep these maps in your mind so that when you do find assets that are useful, you know where they should go. Also, hold on. Also, hold on. No, genuinely, hold on. Actually, these ones might be quite nice. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So let's save and then I'll add some around here. Oh, it's enough time, but I had fun there. Oh, alright, 5 miles west of Brighton. And there's a picture of ocean and nothing else. Oh, sorry, it's 5 miles south of Brighton. Ah. Okay, so just placing some of these along here. Doesn't have to go all the way back. Just along this place, just so that it looks a little bit fuller. That one needs to go more in that corner. There we are. How does that look? Looks better, but some of the trees need to have different heights. I need to just move some of these down slightly. That one specifically needs to move down. There we go. Right. Yeah, close to Milton and Chichester. Chichester, probably. There's no extra S in there, it's probably Chichester. Oh, yeah. Oh, is this the place that had the Butlins monorail? Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, the Butlins monorail, that's the one... the Victorian thing. Yeah, Butlins is in BR. British Railways, really? Magic Grease. Save. Actually, no, that was a different thing. I was thinking of the underwater one that had that went in the sand. That was probably somewhere else then. I don't know what it is, but that guy's smile looks unnerving to me. Right. Big Garlic Cleven. One was Minehead, right? Ocean thing, okay. Yeah, Brighton. Good. So, do I like the way that looks there? Yes. But I also want there to be a road going off that way. And this one, I think, will just have go that way without putting in all the other stuff around the edges. In fact, I might just have it be the white lines without... Actually, hold on. What if I put this there? Yeah, without the center bit is what I mean. Okay. We'll of course need sidewalk along this bit as well. Or maybe this sort of S-bend thing wouldn't be that typical. Although I guess it depends on the age of the settlement and the location specifically. Also, of course, the geography. Come on, there we go. Come on, update. No, I'm not talking to Windows 10. Well, needs to be about like that. Buttons looks like a huge clove of garlic. Oh, I see. I've never been there. Wait, you've only passed it on the bus? I thought you said... Oh, that was the good time you had. It was the bus ride. Ah, that's the fun you had there. Ah. Makes sense. Do you know the German word for garlic clove? No, I've been in Bognor. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm confused the two. Der Garlichen das. Not quite. Exactly. For some reason I think maybe some gas tanks might look good here or something like that. Or we can try some of the industrial buildings first. Well, I say industrial. Well, yeah, maybe this one. It's Knoblauchzehe. It was close. Knoblauch being garlic and Zehe meaning clove, or a more traditional sense, a foot's toe. Emichu Tolor. No, we can't come up with that while Emichu's not here. Come on. Actually, I do quite like how this looks. Although this does require more kind of broken up look. And then it requires a stop sign. There we go. See, now that already looks so much better, I think. Of course, we need to still put some stuff in back here and connect this together, and probably put some little bit of stuff back here maybe as well. But I think we're making good progress. And it's midnight, which means that I've got to take a thumbnail and end the stream here. Also, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Soon we'll get a copyright strike. Good morning. Maybe not. Actually, maybe a little parked car there. If I can find one. Hold on. Although, that might not be a bad... Well, most of it in the foreground is empty though, so maybe that's not great. Maybe something like that. I'll just take a few. Right. Although, actually, looking at it, this place down here does actually look quite nice. If I can get a good angle. Thanks. Oh, well, thank you for watching. Oh, that was great. 1, 2, skip a few. 99, 100. Yeah. The good old skip a few trick. The oldest trick in the book. Probably. Can I roll this? Yes, but not the right way. Though I suppose you don't really need to park up on the pavement. Also, does a single white line mean that you aren't supposed to park? Isn't that a thing? Will that big building get a wall around it? Maybe. Or chain link fence. Maybe. Yeah, the street doesn't really come out too well on a little thumbnail like that. Try to get one more over here. Maybe like from here or something. Well, that skyline does look a little bland. Although I do like the cars in front. Actually, that does look quite nice. So, with that, thank you all very much for washing your face. And then watching the stream. That order is important. And then until next year. Wait, no. I'm just a fortnight too late for that. No, not until next year. No. Remember Sharadice. Yes, please do remember Sharadice. Remember this organization, this company, this channel. Do remember it, please. There'll be your banner thing down below. What? What do you mean there'll be your banner thing down below? Oh, you mean like on the thumbnail? Yeah, I did remember that. Company? Yes. And that's the website. It's work in progress. It's... Don't worry. It's work in progress. It'll be finished in the next 10 years, probably. I know what you mean. I'll shift it around. Somehow. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you for coming. Yeah, not HTTPS yet. That is something to consider. I'm aware. Good night. Bye-bye. Doubledus 42. First time message. Yes. You're literally just coming in, if you're just coming in as I'm ending the stream. But it will be archived on YouTube. Tomorrow will be another Trainz stream, by the way. Good night. Bye-bye.